Hello and welcome to Senor Stout's lesson over the irregular verbs. Remember, you can always pause this video, rewind, playback, fast forward to any particular area that you want to work on. First, we're going to review. Regular ER verb endings, just like the other verb endings, have a set pattern. The ER verb endings are o, es, hemos, es, en. Remember the accent over the vosotros form. The IR verb endings are very similar. O, es, but in the nosotros form, because it's an IR verb, we're going to have imos. And in the vosotros form, we are going to have is with an accent. And then it goes back to en, just like the ER verb ending. Irregular verbs do not follow the normal spelling pattern when they are conjugated. We also have similar instances in English. For example, the form of the verb to be is irregular. We don't say I be, you be, she be, they be. You have to conjugate the verb. So in English, the form is I am, you are, she is, we are, you all are, they are. There is actually not even a form of be in any of the conjugations in the present tense. So how did we know this? How did we learn this? We had to memorize it. By using it over and over again, we were able to conjugate the verbs without thinking about them. In Espanol, it's the same way. We've already had two irregular verbs, ser, the Spanish form of to be, and ir, to go. Do you remember the conjugations? Well, here they are. The conjugations of ser are soy, eres, es, somos, sois, and son. Ir is voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, and van. If you notice, the conjugations are nothing like the infinitive form. But we still know them because we use them often. And by using them, we can tell what the meanings are. So yeah, you have to memorize the irregular forms. It's the only way to learn them because they don't follow a pattern. Okay, we're going to first start off by talking about the go verbs. All of these verbs here, decir, poner, salir, tener, venir, hacer, oír, traer, caer, are all going to be irregular in the yo form only. Can you guess what the irregularity might be? Well, they are called go verbs for a reason. If you notice, all of them end in go. We have digo for I say, pongo, I put, salgo, I leave, tengo, I have, vengo, I come, hago, I do, oigo, I hear, traigo, I bring, caigo, I fall. So all of these are going to end with go. And there are some other changes in some of these, like decir, the E is going to actually change to an I. And that's something else. There's a reason for that, but we won't go into that right now. So basically, you have to memorize that the yo form only are going to have these irregularities. If you go back to the other forms of the verb, they're going to go back and follow the normal ER, IR verb endings. So it's going to be hago for yo hago, but tú haces, él hace, nosotros hacemos, vosotros hacéis, ellos hacen. So the rest of the forms will not make this change, but the yo forms will. So you have to memorize these. And it's extremely important that you know these because later on, when we talk about the past tense, when we talk about the subjunctive, you're going to have to know the yo forms and commands also. The yo forms will be the instrument in which you use to conjugate all of the other forms, but that's later. Okay, there are some other irregular yo forms. Now, I did put this in the other category because they don't end with go, so they're not part of the go verbs, but they're still irregular in the yo form. And they're the verbs ser, ir, estar, estar, saber, ver, conocer, traducir, conducir. Now, we've already had a couple of these. We've had ser, ir, and actually estar also. So the irregularity is going to be, obviously, soy, voy, and estoy. But if you want to say I give, it's doy, I know, sé, I see, veo, I know using conocer, conozco, I translate, traduzco, I drive, conduzco. So these last three, if you notice, they have some sort of a pattern. They end with Z, CO. And it has to do with the C. So again, you have to memorize these verb form endings. Now there are two verbs for to know and two verbs to be. And we're going to get into that in a different lesson. In Espanol, they're very specific about things. So they separate one concept we have in English into two concepts. And like I said, that'll be it for another lesson. Okay, let's practice. So what I want you to do is you can... Siete. I want you to pause this and write out all of the translations. And then when you're done, hit play again and see if you're correct. Okay, let's see how you did. I have is tengo. I say, digo. I come, vengo. I do, hago. I bring, traigo. I hear, oigo. I put, pongo. How did you do? Okay, that was the first part. Let's do it again. Another 7 verbs. And at first, you're probably going to have to look back at your notes and figure these out. But like I said before, the more you use these, the more you practice these, the quicker you'll learn. Okay, again, pause it and try to figure these out on your own. Okay, let's see how you did. I drive, conduzco. I go, voy. I see, veo. I give, doy. I know, well, there are 2 of them, so we'll put both of them there. Sé and conozco. I am. Again, there are 2. Soy and estoy. And I translate. Well, if you look up here, I told you to translate, so that should have given you a clue. Except it's the I form, the yo form, so it's traduzco. Okay, well, that's our lesson for today. I hope you have a better understanding of what or how to use the irregular yo forms. And like I said, the more you practice, the quicker you'll learn. Adios.